Sweet, beautiful yogis. My name is Sarah. I'll be guiding you through your practice today. If you are pregnant, this is a beautiful place to be, a beautiful space to play, if you will. We can foster a connection to our mind, to our body, also to our body, to our baby. So we'll get started in a comfy sit. A lot of times we come to yoga and we're not even sure how to sit up straight. That's okay. Let go of your day, let go of your week, let go of any to-do list, anything that just isn't serving you right now. There is nothing to do. There's nowhere to go. We're going to breathe. So as you find yourself in a more quiet place, comfy sit can look a lot of different ways. If you want to, you can sit on a couch. You can sit on a bolster. A bolster is just a fancy yoga pillow. So grab a pillow off your bed. And our most important part of our seat is the direction of the spine. So a lot of times we come to yoga a little bit slumped, a little bit slouched, and there's no judgment here because we all do it. It's part of the human condition where we just tend to round, we tend to close. So we're inviting the musculature of the spine to start to engage. So we are seated, we are lifted. Take a deep inhale through your nose, focusing on lengthening of the spine. So we're looking for space between each of the vertebrae. Deep breath in. You feel your spine growing long. You might even be like an inch or two taller here. And then on your exhale, let your shoulder blades slide into your back pockets. So we're looking for this like steady effort and ease, right? We might resist it a little bit because it might feel uncomfortable to sit up so straight. Use your breath. Deep breath in through your nose, filling up your belly, your ribs, your chest. And as you do that, you notice without even trying, your spine starts to straighten. And then on your exhale, find that space to sink and soften. Don't let it be too hard. Let it come naturally. Inhale through your nose. And exhale through your nose or your mouth. Sometimes we need permission to take those deep breaths in, deep breaths out if that's you today. Here we go. Deep breath in through your nose, filling up your belly, whole belly, ribs, and chest. Beautiful. And then on your exhale, chest, ribs, and belly. Let's take a few more of these, and knowing that in these deep diaphragmatic breaths, we're not just breathing, right? We're inviting peace into our world. And we're starting at the molecular and cellular level. So this isn't, a bunch of yoga woo-woo. This is backed by science. When you take deep diaphragmatic breath, your heart rate slows down. Yes. Your blood pressure decreases. Yes. And you invite the parasympathetic nervous system to take over. So we get out of the fight or flight. We get out of this cortisol stress response, and we completely hone in on the diamond within. We completely hone in on how good it is just to be alive, just to be carrying this beautiful baby inside us. I want us to always bring that back into our present moment. That this time is so fleeting, and a lot of times it's accompanied by stress and body changes and hormone fluctuations and all of this stuff. But at the end of the day, you are building this beautiful life within you. So we just remember to be mindful of that. And I'll be your gentle reminder today. So let's take 5 more deep belly breaths and find inner peace here. Deep belly breaths, belly, ribs, chest. Everything's opening. And then on your exhale, let it contract. Leave something on your mat that no longer serves you. 4 more breaths. Last 3. And if this is the biggest breath you've taken all day, good job, mamas. You are right on time. And last, big breath in through the nose. We'll take the arms up with us, gather all this beautiful energy with you, palms meet in high prayer, and then we're taking them down to our heart. When they get to your heart, one hand stays in your heart, one hand goes to your belly. Take a moment. Notice where you are. Notice who you're with. Breathe in the good. Breathe out something you do not need anymore. One more time, breathe in good. Breathe out something that just says no. Look at your eyes open. And know that in this space, in this moment, you're enjoying benefits of yoga practice. Breath work, mindfulness, movement, mobility. Let's get started on hands and knees. You're at the mat, pretty much in the middle, and your shoelaces are down, your toes, all 10 toes are down. You're in box pose. Box pose is a beautiful place to play, and I like to just take some big hip circles here, because a lot of times you'll find spaces that feel tight, that glitch, that you wouldn't really be aware of if you're standing. So maybe you did a pretty intense workout, maybe you went on a walk or a run, maybe you just, stood up wrong. The aches and pains that accompany pregnancy come in all shapes and sizes. So when you feel like a glitch, I'm gonna call it a glitch, like I feel one right here, I want you to send some healing breath there. Take a big breath in, and then on your out breath, shift some weight to wherever you're feeling a little tension or tightness, and see if you can release the musculature that's clinging. Let's try that a couple more times, just noticing spaces that are tense or tight. Beautiful. Come back to center. Big toes are touching. Your knees are pretty wide. I want you to search around if you had a pillow. Grab your pillow for supported child's pose. Supported child's pose. Your hips sink all the way back to your heels, and you take your pillow underneath your forearms. You can also take it underneath your chest, and this is something that I just want you to play around with for a little bit. This is a great place to be. It's a great laboring position too. But just know that when you're in this space, we want to focus our effort on the breath. So take a deep breath in through your nose, filling up your belly ribs to your chest, your spine's growing pretty long. And then your exhale, see if you can soften and surrender and let go of anything that's clinging. And when I say clinging, I mean like, where you feel real tight, those spaces. See if you can tap into those spaces and release something there. We hold a lot of stuck emotions and negative stressors in our hips and in our shoulders. No judgment, just the willingness to let go. If you took a cheek down, let's take the opposite cheek down. Beautiful. Let's come back to center. Slowly walking out of our supported child's pose, and know that that pose is always available to you. Great way to start every day. And we'll come to hands and knees. This is box pose. Inhale, open. So we're dropping our belly, we're opening our heart, looking up. On your exhale, tuck the chin, tuck the pelvis, shift some weight into your finger pads. Maybe look at your belly. Say hi, baby. Inhale, open. You're in cow. This is cow pose. Exhale, tuck the chin, tuck the pelvis, meet me in cat. Shift some weight into your finger pads. Get your weight out of your wrist. Finding space in between the scapula. Come back to center, belly in. Let's twirl our hands. Fingertips pointed back to the knees. Beautiful. And curl under your toes. Shift some weight back into your hips. And we're really looking for a release on the forearm, the backs of the wrists. Beautiful. Come back to center. We'll turn our fingertips around. And from box pose, take a deep breath in. Reach the right arm up. Maybe look up. And then on your exhale, weave it through. This is called threading the needle. We're taking a nice little chest opener to begin today. And if your knees need to be wider to accommodate your belly, take your knees pretty wide. You can take this top arm up and over. You can tuck it into the thigh hip crease. I invite you to start to really focus on your breath. 3 breaths on this side. gently coming out of this. If you took that top bind, let's take it back, left hand down. And we'll come back to center, keeping your knees wide if it served you on that side. Inhale, left arm up, just for a little mobility. It doesn't have to be crazy up. And then exhale, weave it through. And you're on your left shoulder. This right hand can come up and over, can tuck into your hip crease. It can also stay at your hip, or if you need more balance, it is in front of your head. All right, coming out of this, slowly put your knees back together. Curl underneath your toes. We will kick it back into downward facing dog. So I have playlists for all these classes on my Spotify. I don't like to put music within the actual on-demand or down dog, just because everybody's styles are a little different. So you should be able to sync up any music you have. If you want to use my playlist, you're more than welcome to click on the link for the Spotify. You can start it anywhere. And pedal out your dog, bending one leg, straightening the other. If you're having a lot of tension and pain in your wrists, I invite you to take the top of your mat and roll it under so you made a wedge. You made a wedge, right? So your palm is on the top of the mat and your fingertips are on your floor. If you need something else in front of you, if you don't want your fingers on the floor, you can also stick books underneath your mat, just like an inch book, just so that you have a different plane for your palms to go on. All right, inhale, bend the knees, look forward. On your exhale, let's slowly start to walk our feet to our hands, and we're in a standing forward fold. You're at the top of your mat. Your knees are pretty wide here to accommodate space for your belly. Release the weight of your head from your neck. This is dangling pose. Great time to move inward. Mind-body connection. Mind-baby connection. You are right where you need to be, and you are right on time. Let's take our hands to the mat and slowly roll up, bone by bone, coming all the way to the top. All right, working on our posture. Again, a staple of a prenatal yoga class will always begin with proper posture. We'll start in chair pose. Inhale, chair pose, just to facilitate firing up these glutes, the hamstring, all of these muscles of the legs that support you when you walk. All right, shift some weight into your heels, shift some weight into your toes, back to your heels. Breathe in. On your exhale, forward fold. Grab your ankles. Let's do that again. Inhale, chair pose. Belly in, knit your ribs back as much as you can. And then exhale back to your Uttanasana, forward fold. Bone by bone, roll all the way up like you're moving through water. We'll meet at the top of your mat. Now we find that beautiful mountain pose. Shift some weight into the toe mound, the ball mound of both of your feet. And then shift some weight to your pinky toes. Now spread the weight evenly between four corners of both of your feet, arms at your side body. Slightly bend your knees, tap into the musculature, and then straighten your legs, chin up. Beautiful. Inhale, arms up, reach up. On your exhale, let's take the weight of the arms to the right. Doesn't have to look like anything special. Sometimes I like to pull. If you don't need that much intercostal stretch, you can just simply hang here. Inhale, come back to center. On your exhale, let's take it over to the left. Let's do that little mini flow again. Inhale, up. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair, Utkatasana. Shift some weight to heels. Shift some weight to toes. Back to heels. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Bone by bone, roll up. Check in with your posture. Check in. When I was pregnant, my posture was, I had lordosis, so I had pretty bad low back pain, and it helped me to have like a duck tilt, like a duck butt. So when I walked, I literally walked like this. So So I just had to be more mindful of what musculature was firing up. I was relying almost all on my back. Tap in, check in, arms at side body. Inhale, arms up, reach up like you're scooping up energy. Take it with you. Exhale, reach right. Inhale, back up to center. Exhale, reach left. Beautiful. Inhale, up. Exhale, swan dive down, forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, plant your hands. We're moving into our first plank pose. Now you can modify, you can always drop your knees. That's a beautiful place to be. Inhale, shift the weight forward. Exhale, chaturanga. Upward facing dog or cobra. Knees on or off the mat would be the difference. And exhale, downward facing dog. Let's take the right foot outside of the right hand. So you're in lizard lunge. Left hand plants, inhale, right arm up for an open chest twist. Lots of space for your baby here, no closed twist today. Both hands down, drop the back knee, top of the foot down. And if this isn't enough for you, you can always drop down to the forearms. Just hanging out here in a beautiful lizard lunge. All right, let's take both hands to the center of the mat, curl under the back toes. We are going to take the left foot up to the outside of the left palm, so we are in a malasana. This is a squat pose. And it's time to do a couple Kegels, ladies. Hands to your heart, spine is nice and straight. Take a deep breath in. And then on your exhale, squeeze up through your pelvic floor. Inhale, release. And exhale, squeeze. Inhale, release. Exhale, squeeze your bathroom muscles. We have two more. One more time. Inhale, release. Exhale, squeeze. And last one. Inhale. That's a release. And then exhale, squeeze. Beautiful. From here, take your hands down. We're stepping both feet back. Down dog. Step your left foot to the outside of your left palm. Back knee down, top of the back foot down. This is lizard lunge. And with the right hand planted, we'll take this left arm up. And those right toes, they can be up. You can be on the ball of your back foot. My right toes or my pointer toe, second toe is broken. So I'm gonna leave mine down. But we modify, right? Modify, modify, modify. Make the practice fit you. Beautiful. Take both hands down. And you can stay here on your palms or sink down to your forearms. Let's pop back onto our hands. And we'll shift our weight back on your toes or on your knees. Chaturanga Dandasana. Roll through upward facing dog or cobra. And down dog we go. Inhale, right leg reaches. On your exhale, we'll step it all the way through your hands. Inhale, crescent lunge, rise all the way up. Allow for wobble here. It's a wobbly balance pose. You're on the ball of your left foot. You're lunged pretty deep or to your degree of flexibility in your right knee. Beautiful. Inhale, lengthen through your spine. On your exhale, hands frame your front foot. Put your back heel down as we shift the weight of the hips back for pyramid pose. So right toes are still pointing forward, left toes are at 45 degrees. And we're walking our hands back just to get a nice stretch along the back side of the right leg. Take 3 breaths here. remember, those breaths are pretty fluid. There's not really a wrong way to do it. Just no holding your breath. Belly, ribs, chest on the in-breath. Chest, ribs, belly on the out-breath. This is pyramid pose. All right, so from here, we're digging deep into this knee. So we're bending the right knee as we rise up, warrior one. Equal amount of weight in both of your feet. Deep, generous bend in the right leg. If it's too much for your arms to stay high, you can always take them to your heart. Beautiful. Take a deep breath in. On your out breath, warrior two. Open hips, open heart. Inhale, straighten your front leg. Exhale into triangle pose, Trikonasana. Right hand can be at the floor or on a block. It can also be at your right leg. On your exhale, look down. Slowly bend your right knee. We're now in side angle pose. Top hand comes over your ear. Look up. Beautiful. Top hand and core pull you all the way up. Warrior two, breathe in. On your out breath, spiral it down. Front foot steps back. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog or cobra. And downward facing dog. Let's go right into the left side. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, step it all the way through. Crescent lunge, inhale. Beautiful crescent lunges. Let's take our hands to frame our front foot. 45 degrees in the right foot. This is pyramid, nose to knee or chin to shin. You can walk your hands back if it serves you. From here, we're bending into the left knee first. Then we're picking up our hands, finding warrior one. So we have a deep bend in the the left leg, right leg straight, but it's active. Equal amount of weight in both feet. Breathe in. And breathe out. On your next exhale, warrior two. Inhale, straighten the front leg. Exhale, triangle pose. Taking your gaze up for a challenge. Scooping your glute underneath you on the left side. Straight line of energy is always the strongest, so maybe your hands or your wrists are in one line. Beautiful, let's bend this left knee. You're now in side angle pose. Top hand can go up and over for extended side angle. Top hand and core pull you all the way up and spiral you down. Front foot steps back. Chaturanga for a challenge. Upward facing dog. And let's take child's pose. If you need to take that supported child's pose, search around and find your block or your bolster or your pillow. And you can just lay flat. You can take it hamburger or hot dog style. So we're switching it up this time and using long ways. So use your pillow or pillow stack how you need to. Deep belly breaths. This 2x6 is yoga mat. I like to think of it as a closed course where I can experience emotions. And not just emotions, reactions. Switch your gaze, so left ear down if you took your right ear down. So when stuff starts to bubble up, whether it's stress response or fear, anger, or forgiveness, take a listen without judgment, without expectation. And if you need to let something go, use your breath as the example. As easy as it is to let out an exhalation from the body, you don't even think about it. It just happens. Try it with stuff that's weighing you down. All right, let's come up. Meet me in downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. On your exhale, let's step it all the way through. Inhale, reversing your warrior. So right knee still bent, but this time we're taking a nice, beautiful chest, rib, belly opener. One hand to belly, one hand up and over. Breathe in. And breathe out. From here, left knee's going to bend. We're moving right into Skandasana, ice skater lunge. Use your hands if you need to. It can also be at your heart. Beautiful. Let's start to walk it towards the front of the house. Left hand down, inhale, right arm up for that dragonfly twist. Open heart twist. And then take both hands down. Half pigeon. Half pigeon, your right shin is towards the front of your mat. It's not going to be parallel, probably. Maybe at a 45-degree angle. The more you need, scoot it away from you, the less you need, pull that heel in. Back knee down, top of the foot down. Inhale, puff up your chest. And then exhale, forward fold. Two minutes here. Make your breath intentional. And just as it's a celebration of your life, it's also an opportunity to let something go that no longer serves you. Breathe in. Breathe out. All right, your 2 minutes is up. Let's take our hands closer to the body and being very mindful as we come out of this pose, because our body might have been in a state where it was very relaxed and released. Let's let it rebound back. All right, so we're taking the right knee back to box pose, and it's here I want us to roll out the right hip. Invite some yang, some movement back into the right side of the body, the hip flexor, the glute. And then from here we'll extend the right leg. Take your left arm up, just to notice what's firing here. And then left hand down. Cross your midline so this right leg is going to the left. And then shift all of your weight back. Beautiful. Let's come back to center. Curl underneath your toes. We're back to Adho Mukha Savasanas, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg up. And then exhale, step it all the way through. Big breath in. We're reversing our warrior without sacrificing the bend in the left leg. Big breath in. Hand to belly if it serves you. And then from here, we're taking Skandasana on the right side. So bend your right leg, hands to your heart, Left foot can be flexed or pointed, that's up to you. Hands to the mat. Let's walk it to the front of the house. Keep your right hand where it is, left arm up for dragonfly twist. Both hands down. You know where we're going. Half pigeon on the left. So back foot down, top of the back knee down. This shin might be parallel. Mine is never parallel, if that helps for reference. Left foot is flexed to protect your knee. Need more? Pull it away from you. Need less? Pull it in. Inhale, lengthen through your spine. Take a little puff here. And then exhale, forward fold. Allow your body to sink and soften. And know that pressure over time creates change, especially in the hips. We're never overstretching, especially during prenatal yoga practice. We are moving to a place where we are safe, where we're just a little bit uncomfortable, but we're mostly looking for a restorative rest. And when your mind spins off, please know you don't have to go with it. 2 minutes here. And if it helps, you can start to walk your hands out. You can walk your hands diagonal to leave space for the belly. Take an ear down. That's like, whoa, Sarah, too much. Know that hands are always available. Go where you need to go. Fluidity in our breath is our goal here. Not really depth, not really breath. Can we make our breath fluid? And can we allow every exhale to be an opportunity to let something go that we do not need? You have about 30 more seconds here. Start to flicker your eyes open. Slow and mindful. We come out to your hands first. And then you shift the weight a little bit to the left just to unhook that leg. And then send your knee back. We're in box pose again. Extend your left leg and your right arm. Just to notice the musculature that files up. This girdle muscle is called your transverse abdominis. It kind of is that muscle that holds your baby in. And then we'll place our right hand down, take the left leg across the body, so left leg goes right behind you, right into the sound bowl, and we shift the weight of our hips back. Push weight into your palms and then weight into your left toes. All right, coming back to center. And we'll take our ankles, cross them behind you, take a seat on them, and then send them all the way through. So your feet are flexed here. Arms at your side body. This is Paschimottanasana. If you have a big baby belly, I invite you to take your feet wider than your hips to accommodate space for your baby. Inhale, arms up, look up. And on a slow and steady exhale, we're trying to find our toes or our ankles. This is Paschimottanasana, seated forward fold. All right, if you're in your first trimester and you have some space there, you can take your feet together and find some space here to fold. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Now I'm going to exaggerate the movement Yours won't be super exaggerated, but when you see the flexion and extension of the spine, so every inhale, we take a deep breath in. You find a lengthening, and then every exhale, you find a fold. And again, I'm exaggerating it for the teaching. It will be more subtle on your end. Beautiful. Look up. And we will take wide leg straddle. Wide leg straddle, search around for your pillow. We're using it in the middle. So for your wide leg straddle, you just take your feet wide as you can. Be mindful of overstretching. So we have a hormone in our body right now, depending on where you're at in your pregnancy, called relaxin. When we have this boost and this kind of surge of relaxin, our ligaments, our joints, everything's kind of loosey-goosey. It's preparing the body, especially the birth canal, for the biggest elimination of your life, right? The delivery of your baby. For however way your baby comes out, your body is still producing relaxin. So what this means for yoga, what this means for stretching, you are very, very like hyper flexible right now. And just because you can doesn't mean you should. So if you are in a space where you're like, I think I could get that middle splits today, I don't want you to go there if you've never been there before. So we find a space where we're uncomfortable, but we're not overstretching. Drop your elbows to your pillow or to your block or to your bolster if you have one. And we're just going to hang out here. I'm going to play a beautiful song by a beautiful chorus. And we're breathing and we're resting. If you can get your shoulders down or your chest down to your pillow, I invite you to go there. Moving from the external, completely internal. Let go of any muscular engagement, any clinging, especially in the musculature of the legs. If you need a wiggle, if you need a wobble, let's come up for a moment and then dive right back in. Look up, start to walk our hands back in. Remove your pillow or your bolster if you took it. And we'll take one leg in. So let's start with the left leg. And pull it into your hip crease. Extend your right leg beside you, arms tee out. Shoulders slide down to the back pockets. Let's take some big circles here. Introducing some mindful movement. This is mobility training into the body. Switch directions. And like anything in yoga, meet yourself where you are. There's really no wrong way to do this. Big breath in, elongate, lengthen, and on your exhale, tuck your right arm underneath you. Left arm comes up and over. Maybe you catch your toes. Maybe you just reach for your toes. Back up, we'll switch. So gently and mindfully pull this right heel into your midline. Extend your left leg out. And we'll take our arms out. And this time we'll just take hands to heart, hands to goalpost. Switch directions. Bottom hand on top. Goalpost. Again. It's a big inhale at goalpost. Exhale heart. Now let's go to belly. Inhale goalpost. Exhale, baby connection. Again, inhale, open, and exhale, connect. Last time we hold. Inhale, open, and exhale, connect. Inhale, reach. Exhale, left arm underneath, right arm comes up and over, find your toes. If you can't find your toes, find the air above your toes. Beautiful. And from here, we're coming all the way out of this. We'll take both feet together for a gentle open heart twist. We'll take our left hand to our right knee, and like a kickstand, this right hand comes behind us, and you can even lean it back to get some leverage to open the belly a little bit more. Shoulder away from your ear. And now let's turn left. Take your shoulder to your chin to your shoulder. Come out of this. Left hand kickstands behind you, right hand to your knee. And then look down to the right, chin-shoulder connection. Beautiful, come out of this. Inhale, lengthen your spine. And exhale, we'll slowly start to move forward into your Baddha Konasana butterfly pose. Beautiful. Inhale, look up. We'll slowly walk our hands towards our body. And as I check the time, I want you to search around and find a wall. All right. So, Viparita Karani, if you've been practicing with me for a while, you know that it is my most favorite class, pregnant, not pregnant. Basically, if you are a human, this is one of the best poses you can do for your body. So we are draining our lymph system, getting all of the stagnant, icky stuff out, fresh blood to new extremities, not to new extremities, to lower extremities. We are kind of like flushing the system when we do this. And if you think about it, we're never really in a space where we're just, our legs are up a wall, right? Everything's always going this way. We are reversing. So we're going to sit on a bolster if you're pregnant. So if you're not pregnant, you are good to go to sit right on the floor. And from here, you will take the right or left hip right to the wall, legs up, and take a little twirl. Okay, so your legs are up the wall, your hips are nice and lifted. We're never flat if we're pregnant on the floor on our back. You can tee out your arms, you can take goalposts, you can do hand to belly, whatever feels good for your body. From here, I want you to take a deep breath in through your nose, filling up your belly, ribs, chest. And then on your exhale, sink, soften, and enjoy all of the benefits of this pose. I'm going to exit the pose, put on some soothing tunes for you, but I want you to stay here for the next couple minutes. Nowhere to go, nothing to do. Breathe and rest. gently start to wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Bring your knees into your chest. And safely and gently roll to your right or to your left. And we're coming all the way out of this to our back. If you have a pillow, put it underneath your hips, pad your hips. You can also use a block. And we're moving into some of our last poses today. And we'll finish up with some back bending just to inspire some countering to all of the deep forward bends that we did today. So again, pad the hips. If you are pregnant, we'll pull our knees into our chest, give yourself a big hug with your big toes touching, hands on your knees. Let's roll out the hip. Move one direction, and then your hip circles go the opposite way. And then we'll find some stillness, feet plant, heels as close as you can to your sits bones. Palms at your side, palms face down. Take a deep breath in. We're peeling up from the pelvic floor first. We're lifting, lifting, lifting through our bathroom muscles even. You can interlace your hands underneath you. If you are padded, let's just leave our hands flat. This is bridge. If you're on a block, it's called resting bridge. Beautiful place to be. And bone by bone, starting with the cervical spine, coming through the thoracic, all the way down to your lumbar. We'll close this off. Bend your knees, pull your head to your knees. Beautiful, and we'll come all the way down again. Supta Baddha Konasana. Now, if you are pregnant, your hips are padded, so you have a blanket or something underneath your hips. Feet are together, toes are together, knees kind of splay out. One hand to heart, one hand to belly. Let's take 5 deep diaphragmatic breaths here. Breathe in. And exhale. 4 more on your own. And then we'll pull our knees together. And then pick them back up into chest. Tee out your arms. Drop your knees to the left first. Take your head with you. And then we're inhaling. Look right. You can extend your bottom leg or your top leg, whichever feels better. You can even find like eagle cross. Beautiful. Inhale, come back to center. You can wide legs here to get you back to center. Knees together and then knees drop to the right. Just take your gaze left. Inhale, big breath in. Beautiful, come back to center. And we'll get set up for Shavasana. If there's anything else you need for your practice, I invite you to take it. I'll set up a Shavasana as I would if you were in my studio. Block will do, a chapter book will do, a textbook. Place it right on your mat, about where your head would go. In Shavasana, if you have a pillow or a bolster, make a ramp. So you're making this incline for your spine. All right, so from here, we're taking the base of our spine right to the base of your bolster, and we're slowly starting to recline back. You can have straight legs. If you have low back pain, I invite you to keep your knees bent. Just gives a little bit more support here. So this is supported Shavasana 1. If you need something a little bit different, again, please pad the hips because you'll be on your back, but we'll get some nice knee and hip support on this next turn. All right, so supported Shavasana number 2. Your pillow would go underneath your knees. Your hips would be padded. And we slowly start to recline. Once you're here, you can splay the knees out so the hips kind of fall open, your feet fall open too, and your arms are at side body. Now I want you to pick one of these places to go. If neither one feels good, you can take the third. And I only offer this one because there were some days when I was pregnant where I just, no, like laying on my back, just no. All right, so you're taking more of a fetus pose, but you're taking the pillow between your legs. And this is actually how I sleep. And I've slept like this since I was pregnant. 6 years ago, 7 years ago, oh my gosh. So pick one of these postures. They're all supported. For this one, you will not need to pad your hips because you are side lying. So nowhere to go, nothing to do. I'm going to stop talking for the next 5 minutes so that you can take a nice, very necessary Shavasana. Again, nowhere to go, nothing to do. Breathe and rest. Slowly start to deepen your breath, drawing in a little bit more air than maybe you usually would. Open up your mouth, sigh it out, exhale, knowing that every exhale is an opportunity to let something go. Bringing mindful movement and mindful awareness back into the body. We start by wiggling our fingers and wiggling our toes, giving thanks for every movement that we're able to make. And then we take one or both hands to our belly and we just notice where we are in life. Without worry, without expectation, without judgment, without anything other than where we are right now in life, in this breath, in this moment. And we give thanks. Slowly start to flicker your eyes open, reach the arms back, the feet towards the front of the house, full body stretch. And then we'll pull our knees into our chest. Give yourself a giant bear hug. And then slowly roll to your right or left side. We'll come all the way up to seated to end our class today together. And you can find easy sit. You can sit on the edge of a block. You can sit on the edge of your pillow. Crisscross. And we'll take Gaya Mudra today, just for tranquility. So your thumb and your pointer finger connect, and these three fingers are just flat. And we'll place them face up, ready to receive. Deep breath in. And deep breath out. Hands meet at your heart, bow your head. And from my heart directly to yours, all my love, all my light.